Your powers are weak, old man.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
This is just a quick word about Bronny James, which is something I'm just laughing about because I talked about this like maybe, Jesus, it's got to be 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago. I said that black women need to be aware and more conscious because they're going to lose their men. And I said this, I think I was saying this during the what they call the educated lame debates like 5 or 6 years ago. And I kept getting shouted down by what they call the maggles and the daggles, the female identified men, or the Simpsons we call them, the Simpsons, kept telling me that I was nuts, that me being harsh was just me hating black women or hating women, and just actually pushing out my own frustrations. But my thing about black women losing their men is coming from my own observation from my own son and the men that were around him and what they were picking, and then walking through the neighborhood. Because I live in a black neighborhood, one of the last black neighborhoods in Los Angeles. And I walk past the schools, the school playgrounds, and I see who the little boys are playing with, who they're interacting with. And then you walk through the stores and see the pairings. Now, they're still mostly black men with black females, but then you start to see the creep. Now, there's not a lot of white females in my neighborhood. There's some, but most of the white females that date black men are in the suburbs, and I don't live in the suburbs. But I do live in the inner city, and what I see is a lot of Latinas taking the place of a lot of sisters. And I see a lot of sisters walking by themselves, or if they are paired up, they're paired up with another sister, which I'm starting to see more and more of that. And so all Bronny James is doing is basically reflecting what I'm seeing on the ground and have been seeing on the ground for the last, I would say, 10 years. Now, my son is 34, been dating Latinas on and off for, God, I don't think he's ever dated a what I call a quote-unquote black woman. I don't think I've ever seen him with one, to be honest. And even his wife, even though she's black, really the only black woman I've ever seen him with, she's actually mixed. She's actually mulatto. And when I first saw her, I thought she was Latina. And I was happy to find out that even though she's mixed, she is black. And I haven't seen him with anything near that since. And he doesn't date white women. And I look at all his friends. Now, you have a couple that had babies by black women, but for the most part, they date Latinas. And I talked to Art Newstar, who teaches in the inner city, what we call the inner city, which is, I do believe he teaches at Carson. I'm not sure exactly what school he teaches at, but he's telling me the same thing on the yard. He's in the halls, and he teaches at a high school. He's seeing the exact same thing that I'm seeing. And I talked to other men that have sons, and I said, okay, your son is black, who does he date? And it comes back like 80% Latina or white. And we have women coming into the space complaining about the young black men dating out. In fact, we have women coming into the space complaining that their sons are dating out and they don't know what to do with it. And I said, in my opinion, the Generation Z, which Bronny James is probably going to be dating out at a rate about 60%, which is over 10 times the amount that my generation did. Because when I was coming up, the interracial dating rate or even marriage rate was only, it was actually less than 3% among black men. In fact, black women were actually dating out more when I was coming up. Black women are actually dating out at a higher percentage than black men. So Bronny James is just a reflection of what it is on the ground. The only reason that it's noticeable is because he's LeBron James' son. That's it. Other than that, he's just a regular, average high school student. I heard Sergeant Willie Pete say, well, he's in a suburb. Of course, he's going to date white women and Latina women or mixed women, right? But Sergeant Willie Pete is in Philly. He's not in California. He's not in Los Angeles. Philly still has black neighborhoods. I'm talking about all black neighborhoods. There are no all black neighborhoods in Los Angeles anymore. Now, my neighborhood's majority black, but I believe that's like 70-30. In California, this is a reality. The thing is, as California goes, so goes the rest of the nation. California has like over 10% of the population of the United States. If you actually add the California transplants in places like Georgia, Texas, Nevada, Arizona, our influence is probably a third of the United States. So why it might not be influenced the same way as Atlanta is, that's the majority black, or Houston. Well, even though I think Houston is one of those numbers where there's a lot of Latinas. This is going to be not only a trend, this is going to be a reality. And black women better wake up. And jumping on and talking about people like CJ or Bronny James is just going to make the black men that are not as famous run in the other direction. I was talking to, I think it was Roguish Billmonger, and he disagreed with a lot of things I said, but there's one video that he pointed out to me that kind of changed his mind. And I think the video was Be the Better Deal. I think that's the name of the video. I can't remember the exact name of my own videos anymore. But black women should be the better deal for black men. They should be the first choice and the obvious choice for black men. They should treat us better, do more for us, raise better children, be a better partner to us than any other woman on the planet, because they were raised in the same family with us. They know more about us. They socialize with us. They understand us, should understand us better than any other group of women. They should be more sensitive to our plight than any other group of women. They should get along with us better than any other group of women. But yet, just like everything else in the black community, it's upside down. It's the exact opposite. We fight more. We understand each other less. They're less sensitive to the black man's plight. They help us less. They raise our boys worse. They divorce us more. We marry them less. And as a group of women, they're the first ones to badmouth their own men, is what it is. But yet they claim that they're the better deal for us. They're the better partner for us because of their color and not the content of their character or the content of their actions. You look at the scoreboard, their claim versus the reality, it doesn't measure up. As the great physicist Richard Feynman says, and I'm going to paraphrase it, if your theory doesn't match up with the experiment, then it's wrong. If what you say doesn't match up with reality, then it's wrong. It's not rocket science. And in this age of fast searches at lightning speed in social media and comparing notes and 100 years of history, it's obvious that your claim that you're the best partner for the black man is wrong. And no amount of gaslighting or shaming or guilting or media posts is going to change that. It is what it is, and I, for one, am not happy to actually report it. And Bronny James, while seemingly grotesque and distasteful, is actually not unusual, and given a black woman's track record, is quite logical and sane, I'm sorry to say. But with that, I'm going to bounce off of here. This is BGS out, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.